Hi guys, my name is Leslie and this is my first vlog. And the reason why I'm doing it is because on January 4th I will be starting my very first Whole30. And I've been watching a lot of these videos from people that have done the Whole30 and I found them really inspiring and helpful as I prepare and get ready to do this on my own. So I thought I could do my own and maybe someone could watch it and it could be helpful to them as they kind of decide to do this. And because I'm doing it primarily by myself, I was really just kind of hoping for some extra support from the online community of people who have done Whole30 before or who have been thinking about it. Because it is kind of radical in certain ways to eliminate certain foods from your diet for 30 days and kind of see what happens. So yeah, if you're unfamiliar with the Whole30, I'd really recommend checking out the book, but also just going to their website, whole30.com. And the idea is that for 30 days you commit to eliminating like 5 main food groups that we've all gotten pretty used to incorporating in our diet. And then from there, you slowly start reintroducing it to see if you have a food allergy you didn't know about, or just certain foods you eat way too much of and it's affecting your body in ways that you may not be sure of. So they call it like a body reset. So yeah, and so the 5 things that you eliminate are complex carbohydrates, sugar, dairy, legumes or beans, and alcohol. And the alcohol is probably something that deters a lot of people away from doing this. But my reasonings for doing the Whole30, which I'll talk about in a few minutes, just make it seem like, well, 30 days isn't really like the worst thing in the world to commit to doing this. So yeah, so that's what it is. And then after the 30 days you slowly start reintroducing stuff kind of like day by day or week by week to kind of see how your body reacts after it's had that time to kind of come back to a baseline. So yeah, it's a really cool concept, and in a lot of the videos or vlogs that I've watched, a lot of people talk about their reasonings for doing the Whole30, so I thought I would share mine. My main reason is my family did the Whole30. We were all going to a wedding in June of 2015, and they all committed to doing it 30 days before the wedding. And they had a hard time. I heard a lot of complaining. My family all is in Colorado and I'm in Illinois, but it was really funny because I would hear all kind of the backstory, and then I saw them all and they were raving about it. They were just like telling everyone about it and really recommending it to anyone that has ever thought about it. They said that they had like better sleep, better mood. Their allergies had gone down quite significantly, and they did lose a significant amount of weight. My brother had lost close to 20 pounds and has been able to maintain most of it off for the past 6 months. So they all got off the plane for this wedding. I was in the wedding and I didn't even do anything in prep work for it. But they all got off the plane and looked beautiful and, very fit and happy and glowing. And so that was definitely motivating after having all of my family do it. And but they also didn't sugarcoat it. I mean, it is hard. You've got to commit a lot of time to meal planning and cooking and going to the grocery store and looking at every single label, and those things take time. So I feel like they were a really good prep, though, for me to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to try this. My second thing is I have year-round allergies. I always have a stuffy nose. I always have sinus pressure no matter what the time of year, no matter what's going on in the air, no matter if I'm around cats or whatever. I always have allergies. And so I've always been curious if there's anything in my diet that I eat a lot of that contributes to those allergies. But how would I ever know if I didn't eliminate certain foods? So that's always been something that I've been very curious about, and another main reason why I'm doing the Whole30. My third and last reason is, I'm now in the back end of my 20s, and I know I'm young, but I think there's that certain time that you get to in life where you need to accept that like, when are you going to do something that you keep talking about and saying? And I think, being healthy and committing to a healthier lifestyle in general with diet and exercise is something I've talked about probably for close to 10 years, since before I went to college. And I've never committed to doing anything to really improve my health. And so when you keep talking about it and you're like, oh, I don't fit in my jeans anymore, or I know I'm a bigger shirt size, and oh, look at everyone else on the beach vacation, they all look great and I don't feel comfortable. You got to do something about it. And so I feel like I have finally gotten to that place with myself, and in my life, where I really do want to commit to getting healthy. This is a great time before, I have kids or I'm married. I do live with my boyfriend, who is doing the Whole30 of no alcohol, but not the food. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so it's. I feel like it's a good time to commit to this, commit to myself, and kind of just get stuff going and stop complaining and doing something about it. So that's really kind of my reasoning for wanting to do this. 2016 is just around the corner, and it's going to be a big year for me. I'm the maid of honor in one of my best friend's weddings. I'm going on a great beach trip with some girls at the end of March. And I also have this deep desire to become a runner this year. Last November, last month, I ran a 5K with my friends. And I was like, why do people train for 5Ks? And after I did it, I kind of understood, because your body's just not used to moving for that long. And so really after that experience, because it was so hard, it was another kick in the pants, like, okay, you gotta like pull yourself together so that you can do stuff like this. But there is a woman that we briefly talked to when we were at the race. I did it with two other girlfriends, and she was an older woman, and she had done the 15K of the hot chocolate run. And if you are in or near Chicago, I would definitely recommend checking it out. You get this big thing of hot chocolate at the end, and then chocolate fondue with like fruits and pretzels and stuff, not veggies. That'd be kind of weird. But yeah, so we briefly talked to her, and she was like, I'm breathing really heavy. And she had this awesome medal with like a chocolate bar with a bite taken out of it. And she's like, that was the hardest thing I've ever done, but I'm so proud of myself that I did it. And she was so inspiring. It was such like a little moment, but it was so inspiring seeing this person who didn't look like a traditional runner finish this 15K and be so proud of herself. And it was very inspiring. And so my goal is by November 2016 to be able to run the hot chocolate 15K. So it will require a lot of training, weight loss, and just really focusing on eating well, dieting well, and being really committed to just leading a more healthy life. So those are kind of all of the reasonings and exciting things that are going on. But definitely, I think the biggest thing that you need to do in this world that we live in is find motivation. And whatever you have to do to find motivation, I think that's the main piece. So really quickly before I end, I will say, so I have about a week until I start my Whole30. I'm going to just do a couple videos, not be obnoxious, just to kind of talk about what's been easy, what's been hard, what I've been eating, little tricks or food items that I've bought that have been helpful. Again, just if anyone wants any other perspective on the Whole30 that you may not have gotten from other books or blogs or videos. But in preparation, I went to Whole Foods last week to get some of my basics, like coconut oil and all new oils in general, and balsamic and nuts, unsalted, almond butter, and it was an experience. It was definitely took a very long time looking at every single label, seeing what had sugar in it added in, and they teach you on the website and in the book these like hidden words for sugar. Even if it says sugar 0 grams, that there's still a lot of stuff that sneaks sugar in. So having to look through all of the names and all of the labels, it does take a long time. But that would be my first big piece of advice to anyone doing this. prep for like 2 weeks before you start. You know, they say clear out your pantry, but also really like when you're going to the grocery store, you don't want to do that the day before you start. But just know it's if you've never done anything like this before, like me, um, it does take it does take a commitment and a good chunk of time to get all the types of ingredients that you're going to need for some of just your basic meals. So anyway, so that was the end of my first vlog. I hope it wasn't terrible. And I will see you guys on January 4th. And again, if anyone has any comments or suggestions or helpful hints or whatever about the Whole30 and how to make it easier for someone that's so used to convenience, and this is going to be really challenging, I can already tell. I would love to hear from you, and I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you have a great start to 2016. Bye!